What's a good word, everybody? Tiger727 back with another video. This video is a video response to Clint over at Swingaway Sports Cards. He asked us to do our ultimate or best fantasy lineup. So I picked out a few cards here and just want to go through those as I talk about my lineup and see how it works out, see what everybody thinks. Want to make sure I hit all the points that we're supposed to hit here. Couple shout outs. Baseball card trooper. Just seems like a all-around collector. Kind of collects all sorts of baseball, obviously baseball cards, but he's all over the board. Kind of reminds me of myself. Obviously I'm big into Tigers, but it seems like he's got just kind of enjoys cards in general. And then SciGuy29. I really enjoy his channel. What's better than baseball cards and beer? But that's what he does. Shows off baseball cards and shows off some craft beers from the state of Iowa. So check out those two channels. Again, Baseball Card Trooper and SciGuy29. And then moving on to my first pick. If I was in a fantasy league, which I will be again this year, I was in a fantasy league for I have been for numerous years, probably 12 to 15 years now, and then got involved in another one last year with a bunch of YouTubers. And it's been a blast, a lot of texting, even in the off season. So doing a lot of texting. In the background there, you're probably wondering, why is there a die-cast 124 scale of Ty Dillon? Well, I saw it, Daytona 500 is like the biggest race that I watch. I got big into the Daytona 500. The first time I actually watched it was when we had like a free Sunday when I was going through basic training many years ago. And it was a church group that came in and took us out for a Sunday and spent an afternoon at a bowling alley, and the Daytona 500 was on. So became kind of partial to the Daytona 500 every year. And I was doing some looking around last week during the Daytona 500, and I found this Stars and Stripes car, excuse me. Let's see if I can move it up here and show you the hood. Just very cool. And then obviously has Yuengling beer on it, America's oldest brewery. They are in Pennsylvania. I forget the exact town right now, but just a very cool looking car. So I saw that and I had to pick it up. And that'll come involved here in my lineup here shortly, and I'll explain why when I get to it. But let's see. Next thing we're supposed to hit is our first pick. First pick would be Shohei Ohtani. And I didn't grab a card of his. I do have some, but I figured I'd show off. I showed this in a previous video, not this exact book, but the previous year. The Bill James Handbook. So obviously you guys are baseball fans if you're watching this channel, or else you're really bored out of your mind, one or the other. But I pick this up every year. This is the 2022 version. It's got Shohei on the cover. He would be my first pick. And since we're on pitchers, I will show the rest of my pitchers here in just a second. But I wanted to throw this out there. Clint picked a manager, and I wouldn't have thought of that if he didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my manager, all-around good ball player. So we'll put him in the background here. We'll pick up Ian Kinsler. He'll be my manager. And showing off the rest of the pitchers, be Max Scherzer, now with the Mets, if anybody plays this year. Clayton Kershaw, I think he's going to bounce back. I really do. I'm not sure who he'll be with. Texas is rumors, but we'll see what happens. Be odd to see him anywhere but L.A. Jacob deGrom. I think this guy's going to have a really, really good year for the Tigers. Tarik Skubal. And you will notice that some of my picks here are kind of homer picks. But Soto struggled a little bit last year, but when he was good, he was really good. And when he was bad, he was really bad. But if you get rid of his orange hair, I think maybe he'd pitch a little bit better. So that card's number 9 out of 50. And getting into my catchers. When I saw this card, this is the Topps Gold Salvy Perez. I had to pick it up. That blue in the Royal uniform just pops. Super cool. Of course, it's numbered to 2021. And here's a homer pick, but he had a pretty good year last year. Nice bat off the bench. Nice Eric Haas autograph. He'll be back up to Tucker Barnhart, but is what it is. First base, Trey Mancini, gold rookie. Second base, all around good ball player, Tiger killer. And for as much as he kills my Tigers, I'm surprised I'm a fan of his, but Whit Merrifield. Shortstop, Tatis, a little concerned about his shoulder, but really can't go wrong with Tatis. And third base will be Nolan Arenado, now with the Cardinals. And I was trying to round out my infield. You always got to have a backup infielder, and there was a few different guys I went with. I went with a homer pick, one guy that was kind of up in the air, and actually two homer picks. Here's one of my homer picks with Baez, who is now with the Tigers. David M., this card will be yours, just so you know. Isaac Paredes, Topps Gold rookie. I think he's going to have a good year once he gets called up, if he gets called up. I just think I'm really big on this guy. And then there was this other guy, I don't know, I really hadn't heard of him. David Felcher? I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, Fletcher. I'm sorry, my bad. But I was debating, and I looked in the background. I'm like, you know what? And then there's this Ty Dillon guy. Dillon probably spends more time in the infield than Fletcher does. But I went with this Fletcher guy. I figured I'd give him a break. I'm not sure if he's ever reached second base as a player, or in the backseat of a car with his girlfriend. I don't even know. So who knows? So then I'll go to my outfield. Luis Robert. And here's another shout out to Shohei. But Trout for center field. This is that top special edition they did this past year. I think it's a 2021 card. But resembles the burlap of the 68 cards. When I saw that, 68 being one of my favorite sets, I had to get it. And in right field, went with Aaron Judge. Obviously, got some injury concerns, but I got some backup players here that I could cover for him. Another homer pick that I believe is going to have a good year is going to be Daz Cameron. And Vladdy can play outfielder. He can play first base, DH. But then for the purpose of this lineup, he'd be DH as of right now. And another homer pick off the bench for some speed, Akil Baddoo. And there is Soto with the orange hair that I mentioned I wish he'd get rid of. Irritates the heck out of me. So yeah, there you have it. I believe that's everything. Shout out to Eric over at Classic Cards in regards to the Fletcher card here. He's probably so mad at me right now, meaning Eric, that I'll probably have to call my realtor, because if he was here, he'd probably kick me in the groin, and I've had 2 acres I wouldn't know what to do with. So I'll probably have to give my realtor a call to see what they think about it. And we will go from there. But hope everybody enjoyed this video. Obviously, a little bit of humor, a little bit of ripping on a fellow YouTuber, and we'll talk to you all later.